color kids, this is Katie Carty-Hiley from RainbowBrite.net. Welcome back to the Rainbow Land Museum and to part 2 of my UK and other European country merch haul. I should just call it European merch hauls from now on because they're not all items from England, which is fascinating. This is so much fun. So I've got one more item, from the package Staff. This cat's gonna drive me insane. I love you too, but just stop. Here, go pick us up stuff. I've got one more item from the package I was just going through, and then I'll open the next one. So, and I think I found the missing C or no box from that overlay. It somehow got stuck to this. But hey, now I know where it is. I might be able to dislodge that without damaging it. We'll see. If it starts tearing the paper, I won't worry about it. And hey, we would never have known that it said C under there if that had not come loose. So, win-win. What this is a, let's see, Hamleys, which is a famous toy shop, Christmas catalog from 1985. Check out pages. Oh, she's got this all planned. This is great. I don't have to go looking for everything. Page 8. Oh, sorry, I just gotta show you real quick. This is not Rainbow Brite, but look at the doll photography going on for these Care Bears. That's awesome. Usually it's just like a doll, you know, with a white background. They don't typically go outside and do cute things like that, so that makes me happy. Oh, there's a couple of things. Up. What? No. Sorry. Whoops. I lost it. Sorry. So, okay. The xylophone is what she was telling me was on here. So, you guys, it is an official product. Remember, I got that and I was like, I'm not 100% sure because it didn't actually say Hallmark on it anywhere and it's the worst sounding xylophone ever. But it's adorable. But clearly, it's official and it was made from Hamleys, or made by Hamleys. So Rainbow Brite Melody Sprite Mobile, musical melody, Lori, sorry, I love that word. I know it just means truck, but I think it's adorable. To delight the young musician, so easy to play the hours away. Keys matched by colors and numbers, music book included. It was sold for £9, right? Brite, yes, £9, 99 cents, I don't know. But there's something else on here that I don't think I've ever seen before, and I don't think she mentioned it. Sprinkles Sorter. It says a colorful nesting stacking toy to make more of playtime, and it was only $4.99. So this is, I'm trying to think what to describe this as, because it's a pretty small image, but you know, you might be able to figure it out. It's this one right here. I'm hoping it's going to focus. Come on, don't be blurry. Maybe if I get it closer to... Still not focusing, is it? Come on, you can do it. I probably just have it too close. It's okay, so all of those different pieces stack into each other. So I'm assuming it comes as just one item, but at the very bottom there are shapes that fit into the bigger things. I'm really curious how this was packaged. Because, okay, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 larger cylindrical things one would fit inside the other. But then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like pegs of different shapes that clearly fit into the tops of the cylindrical things. So there's like an X and a triangle and a square and a star and a circle and what is making that noise? Come here. Go away. Okay. Sorry. So I'm just, but those would not fit into the smallest cylindrical thing. Yeah, they're too big to fit into that. So I feel like they would have had to come separately or... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, but that's cool. That's something else I've never seen before. So if any of you have a Sprinkles Sorter set, or even any piece of this, probably if you have anything left, it's just going to be one of these cylindrical things with a picture of a sprite on it. And it may just be stickers, probably, but each of the colored round things has a different sprite on it. That's so cool. And then the tops of those have the shapes cut out, like a star and a T and an X and a triangle, all that. All the way down to the circle. Maybe, okay, because the circle fits into the smallest one, and it's a little bit shorter than the smallest one, so maybe it just stacks inside there, and the next one is the X, so maybe the X fits on top of the green one. Maybe that's how it's all stacks together into one set. Yeah, each piece, each peg is in the top of its piece, or in the bottom of its piece. Talking about the first one, the smallest one. That's cool. I didn't know that existed. Now I have another thing to look for, Jennine. I'm kidding. You don't have to look for that. I just think it's really cool. So, page 22. Let's see what's over there. Ooh, I already see the playhouse. Oh, that's amazing. Is that what she mentioned? Oh, okay. She didn't list out what was on each page. She just talked about the first one because she knew I had that xylophone truck and didn't know where it came from. Now I do. So there's the playhouse up at the top there. Love that. And I'm not sure if this is I don't think it's the same as the American one, because there was is an American playhouse that's the same idea, or play tent, I guess I should say. But I'm pretty sure the artwork is completely different. I think it's like white with the designs on it instead of, this is like very, very colorful. Oh my gosh, this is cool. I don't know if I've seen this or not. And the little girl has a Lurky doll and a red butler. I'm gonna have to see if I can scan these for you guys. That Lurky looks, maybe it's just the way she's holding it, but it just looks slightly, like his nose looks slightly different. So I'm wondering if she was holding a prototype of some sort. I've seen that before in other catalogs. I don't know. It was just an early version of Lurk. Although this is from 85, so he was out before 85. I don't know. But even that red butler looks bigger than normal, but I don't think it's the Emotions one. It's not that big. It's just somewhere in between. I don't know. Okay, next page, 39. This is going to be really fun to go through and look at all the other properties that are in here as well. Because I'm seeing a lot of familiar toys that I used to love. Well, still do. What am I talking about? Oh, it's the Rainbow Brite Viewmaster. And Thomas the Tank Engine. I didn't know Thomas the Tank Engine was that old. Wow. I mean, it looks... No, actually it does look very similar to the... Okay. In America, I don't think that came out until... What was it, the late 90s or the 2000s? Yeah, something like that. But apparently, maybe he originated in England. Well, yeah. Aren't the voices on that show very British? Maybe, yeah. I don't know anything about Thomas the Tank Engine. I just know it exists. And I've seen like a very short segment of one episode, I think. That's my limited knowledge. But clearly it's a British thing that was brought over here. But yeah, here's the Rainbow Brite Viewmaster in the box. That's super cool. The snowman! I love that short. There's a bag for it. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. Okay, that was 39, so let's go to 51. What have we got here? Oh my gosh! Oh, okay. I have these books and tapes, but I've never seen one in a package. And that's gorgeous. So we have the storybooks over here that came with either a tape or a record, depending. They also had different ones in England, in the UK. And I've got all of them, but yeah, this is so pretty. Look at the packaging it came in. Have any of you ever seen one in the package still? Because I have not until this very moment. That's so pretty. I don't think the American ones were packaged quite that prettily. There's look how it has the rainbow and the logo on top of it. That's gorgeous. I really like that. And I guess it was just plastic holding it on. Rainbow Brite saves the day. 3 cheers for our little heroine. Adorable. It's $1.99. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you the prices of the other things. Oh well, I'm not going to go back through. If you're really curious about one of them, let me know. Page 60. Oh, I like this picture. Okay, yeah, none of these look weird or prototypey, so I think I'm just looking at that other picture oddly. But look at this little girl surrounded by Rainbow Brite toys. That's amazing. She looks so happy. And look at those, like, oh my gosh, her hair's so cute. It's in, like, braids, but it's, like, it's braided and then it's, like, tied back somehow. And then she has these ribbons. That hairstyle's amazing. I want to do that with my hair. Oh, that's so cute. Yep, Starlight Horse, Rainbow Brite, Red Butler Doll, and Romeo Sprite, and Lurky. Oh my gosh. So Starlight and Red Butler were $9.99 and $9.50 respectively. Rainbow Brite, so it's the big one, it's 18-inch, $16.99, and Lurky was $12.99. Yes, I do wish I had a time machine right now. You and me both. 67. Oh, it's the Rainbow Brite card game, the Waddingtons. Right up here in the corner. That's a really pretty card game. I do have a copy of that in the box. Yeah, that would be downstairs. I know I pulled the cards out when I first got it and looked through it, and then I promptly put them away because I didn't want to mess them up. But I seem to remember them being really cute. I don't know who Mike Reed is, but he looks hilarious. Mike Reed's Pop Quiz Game. This guy looks so 80s, I can't even, like, just, if you can see it well enough, check out his mullet, his glasses, and his white jacket. That's got 80s written all over it. The Wind in the Willows! Oh gosh, you guys, there was a Wind in the Willows game. I'm really trying not to go off topic, but this is so hard. When I was a kid, I remember going to our local library because they had a small theater and they would show films or like short things every once in a while. And my mom took me to see The Wind in the Willows when I was a kid. And I think I've only maybe seen it that one time. I'm sure I can find it and watch it again. But I would love that because I remember loving it when I was a kid. I thought it was so cool. And then probably we couldn't find any books or anything about it because it was British. Pretty certain. Like some of these things like this, at least I think. Well, maybe not. I don't know Care Bear board games that well. I have one. Well, maybe it's this one. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Because, yeah, no, I was about to say I think that's the same as the American Care Bear game, but I honestly don't know. I'm probably wrong about that. There's some Dungeons and Dragons books in here. That's so cool. Tarot cards. My parents would have, like, burned this. I'm kidding. They weren't that bad. But they would have just quickly passed over those pages. So that was 67. And then there's something on 76. Thank you so much for finding the pages for me, Jennine, or I really would have been here all day. Like, look at this. And this is, okay. She did say something about this. The paper craft set does exist. What a stellar year in England for Rainbow Brite. No kidding. So, which is the one that we're, paper craft. Okay, yeah, the one in the back. That's the one we have not been able to find. And I was curious if they ever actually sold it. I'm just going to dismiss that. But I've got this, I think I have the other ones right now. Stenciling, lacing, and tapestry. Yeah. But this papercraft one still eludes us. In the very back. So again, if any of you have this or have seen it, I'm just curious. I just want to know that it does actually exist in the wild. Because I don't know about this catalog, but there were some things pictured in American catalogs that never were actually produced. Like the Stormy Doll and Newborn Star. Those were some Rainbow Brite items that never actually made it to production. But yeah, as far as we can tell, that did. So, gotta keep our eyes open. Okay. It only took me 15 minutes. But you know how fun it is when you start looking through old stuff and you just recognize things, or it's new stuff and it's even more tantalizing because you want to check it out and see what there is to see. Wait, is that even tape? I feel like I'm cutting in the wrong place. Let me try this side. Again, if I ever take super long opening something, I will try to just do a quick transition to, okay, and now it's open, or fast forward and speed through it. If I say anything interesting, which I doubt, then I can put it back in real time for a second. There. Yeah, maybe I do have to cut that. Okay. Hard to tell if that's tape or glue. I promise I'm not typically box dumb, but this one is different than what I'm used to. It's got sections that clearly fit into other sections. Oh. See, I'm going all around it, and I think I just needed to do the top part. My bad. Box cutter safety tip, kids and adults. Always cut away from you. Always. My dad almost died once because he was cutting open something. It was probably with a box cutter like that, or whatever it was sharp. A sharp knife, and he was cutting towards himself, and he was, applying too much pressure because the thing wasn't cutting, and he just kept applying pressure. It finally went through, and then it sliced straight through his arm and through his artery, literally. Thank goodness my stepmom was home, and he ran upstairs to her, and ambulance got there in plenty of time, and he's fine. He has a lovely scar, but always cut away from yourself. That's like a big deal for me now, because I would have been, nobody wants to lose a parent, obviously. But just something as easily preventable as that would have just been even more tragic. So, my dad's fine, I'm just saying. Okay. So, okay. This is another conversation Jennine and I just recently had. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna have to look at the other ones. So, or maybe, okay. Sorry, I know you can't read my mind. I'm trying. So this is a pencil sharpener. The reason this came up in conversation recently was because there was someone who posted this on Instagram, or, one like it, and said they were selling them on their website. So I went to their website to buy some because I didn't have one, and realized that the shipping was really high to the US if you bought more than like 2. And for some reason, this is just me. Especially if I'm buying something overseas and I know shipping's going to be higher than normal, I'll just be like, well, if I can get 2, I might as well get 5. But if I tried to buy 5, the shipping was astronomical. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy 2, and then shipping isn't that bad. But after I placed the order, I was like, hey, Jennine, by the way, I probably could have just shipped this to your house instead of to me, since you're always shipping me amazing things anyway, and you could have just thrown it in or kept it for yourself, whatever. But she's like, well, hold on, because I sent you, I think she said several or variations or something of pencil sharpeners. So she's like, you might already have it, so hold on. So I actually canceled that order. And I was like, okay, I'm going to wait and see. And this is one of them. But what's funny about this is that the logo is upside down. Because I'm pretty sure in the one I saw a picture on Instagram and on their site, it was not. But she did say something about like different ones or variations, or so maybe there's one in here with it right side up. I don't know. That's really cool. And this is not like something that could have been, done by a child. You couldn't change it. Like, she's on there. She is super duper on there. And then the other side is the sharpener. So you can't just flip that around or anything. So it came from the manufacturer that way. That's awesome. I hope I'm remembering that right. Well, let's just pull out whatever else is in here and see if I'm in any way correct. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch more. I'm really glad I didn't order those. And then I canceled it in time. Thank you, Jennine, for telling me to not continue with that order. Because I was going to pay like... I'm just trying to make sure I get all the sharpeners at once. I was going to pay like $18 for 2. And that probably was not a wise investment. Oh my gosh! Oh, fun! Oh my gosh. Okay. Don't fall, come back. Okay, I got it. Actually, let me set this down for a second. There's another card! So this will explain. But actually, before I do that, I have, oh my god, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more pencil sharpeners. Oh, something else looks different about these. Hold on. I'm sorry, not 6, 4. Oh, the color. What's different? Oh, the color of the base is different. I was like, something's different here. I can't put my finger on it. Okay, so I was correct that typically the logo is right side up, not upside down like this one. That's so funny. But also, there's variation as to where she's standing in relation to the logo sticker. Because, yeah, this is not like paper that moves. Maybe on some, but these definitely not. So I'm assuming that, yeah, that's just the general rule is wherever it's on there, that's where it's staying. It's probably glued all the way around, not just at the seam, but it's hard to tell. But, so yeah, the logo is visible with the figure. But then this one, you don't see it on the front. You just see the stars. And actually, that's the seam in the front. Typically, you wouldn't put the seam in front. This is so funny. Yeah, that's absolutely like an error. And that makes it way more like, at least to me, more valuable. Because it's, I think that's a general rule for most things, that manufacturer errors are more valuable because they're not supposed to actually hit the public. They're supposed to be caught in quality assurance or whatever and not actually sent out to stores to be sold. So yeah, that's awesome. Oh, these have a year on them, don't they? Yeah, 1983. I'll have to see if all the years are the same. So okay, these both have red base. It's interesting though, with the inside, I don't know if you can tell, of the sharpener is pink on this one, and it's red on this one. So, I mean, you can't really tell until you actually go looking, like, down the hole, like, what color are you? But yeah, this one's pink and this one's red, even though the base is the same color. There's just variations all over the place. I'm gonna see how many I can pick out, and then I'll read her note and see if I missed anything. I think the figures themselves are all the same, although, like, look how off-center this one is. Well, yeah, I think you can tell. See how she's much closer to the edge of the base on that side? And in the rest of these, she looks pretty centered. So just another kind of funny factory thing. But these both have red bases. And you know what? I may have a top to one of these somewhere in my collection. I feel like... well, maybe not. I know there's 1 or 2 little things I have that like broke off something else and I just ended up with, like I think I have the top to one of the telephones, but I don't have any of the telephones themselves, but I have a top to one and I didn't even know what it was for years until I saw an actual telephone that had one still affixed and I'm like, oh, that's where that came from. So sometimes you can end up with a little figurine like this without the base and you're like, what is this? Where did it come from? Well, if you have this little girl, she came from a pencil sharpener. Now you know. And I'm guessing these were UK exclusive because the site that I was talking about, I was going to buy some from, and the Instagram account were in England. So yeah, I'm pretty sure these were not made in America. Oh, and same with these. Okay, so for one, they have a yellow base instead of red. And then the bottom, or the sharpener inside, on this one is blue, and this one is black. Yeah, I think you can see that. Maybe, possibly. It's like a medium-ish, lightish blue, and that's definitely not. That's so interesting, but you know, at least the logos are right side up on these. But there's the front. And she's like leaning forward a bit more than this one. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe if I put her this direction, you can see the difference. Yeah, this one's like about to fall off the face of the earth. It's so interesting. I love all the differences. That's so cool. So let's see what she said. If I missed anything. Oh, she's talking about those. Okay. Oh, okay. I was wondering about something in here. Yeah. Oh gosh, there's more over here than I thought. Okay. The pencil sharpeners are from the UK. I had to buy in a bundle where you have more than one, although there are 2 different base colors. Not sure if you already have one of these or just the figure without the base. See, she did! I think I might have the figurine without the base. I'm gonna have to look, but I think you might be right. But I definitely did not have one with the base. So this is so cool! Now I have all the types, as far as I know. You know, let me know if there's a blue base out there or a red base with a blue and sharpener. I'm not going to be that crazy about like have to have all the different sharpener color inside colors because you can't really even see those until you really closely pay attention. But just cool that variations exist. And what she was saying, because she had said something about an exercise book in the last package, and I was like, what exercise book? She included it in this one. And, well, what had she said in here about it? Talking about the ruler. The exercise book is from England and matches the previous sketch pad. Okay. I thought this looked familiar. Because, yes, there is a sketch pad that I think has the same artwork on it. This is an exercise book, so I'm really curious what that means. This is 1984 Hallmark cards. Stationery Limited, Royston, Herts, England. Got a very suspicious looking Murky on the back. And Rainbow Brite and Twink and Murky and the Pits on the front. I think this is the same artwork that was on the other one. Definitely looks familiar. Okay, so this is just lined paper. I was curious if it was going to have like, not like physical exercises, but you know, like little puzzles to figure out or games or something like that. But no, it's exercise as in writing stuff down. So probably like practicing your handwriting and so forth. That's great, but it's not written in at all. This was never used. It's still got like the price sticker partially on there. Can't read what it said anymore, but that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Again, this video is getting long because I'm having way too much fun with this stuff, you guys. It's like, how can you shorten this? I don't want to like skip anything because this is all super fascinating to me, and I'm sorry if it's not to you. I'm trying to keep it interesting. I think it's amazing though. So I'm gonna stop this one and start up video number 3. Until then, have a rainbow day. Bye.